Hello true believers, welcome to my channel Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave, and today I have a special 5 undervalued comic books episode for you. The next 5 picks will represent my 95th to 100th personal spec pick for my viewers. So hopefully you've been watching since the beginning of my channel and you've picked up on some of these books and gone out into the wild and found some for yourself. Put them in your collection and added some value at a good deal. I really want to thank everybody who has watched my videos since the beginning or is a new subscriber and has just started watching my videos. I really think that I've gotten much better since the beginning, and my spec picks have gotten much better, and I'm really looking forward to the next 100 spec picks because I think I can get better and better and find some more value for my viewers out there. But you're not here to watch me rant about my channel. You're here to pick up on some undervalued comic books. So let's get started. So let's take a look at my first pick, and it's from the Bronze Age. It's from 1974, and it is The Amazing Spider-Man number 136. First appearance of the second Green Goblin, Harry Osborn. So Harry Osborn is Norman Osborn's son. Norman Osborn was the first Green Goblin that appeared in Amazing Spider-Man in the Silver Age. He is later killed in front of Harry, and Harry basically takes on the mantle of his father. He always blames Spider-Man for his father's death, and in lots of ways wants to plan revenge on him. So this is the first time he takes on the mantle of the Green Goblin, making that the first appearance of the second Green Goblin. If you look at Amazing Spider-Man 14, which is the first appearance of Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin, that book is going ballistic. You can still find this book in the $20 to $30 range in very fine condition. It is also smack dab in the middle of the most collectible, one of the most collectible series for Amazing Spider-Man, that early Bronze Age run, where we find, Punisher first appearances and all kinds of stuff like that, death of Gwen Stacy. And it still sells for what a regular issue in this sort of number would sell for. So I think being a second appearance of what could be kind of a very significant character in Spider-Man movies, we don't know what they're going to do with the Tom Holland Spider-Man series as it goes along. It could very well end up they skip right over Norman Osborn and pick Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. Maybe they don't pick him at all. Who knows? But we saw a commercial with Oscorp in it, so interestingly enough. Anyway, at $20 to $30, this book is definitely very undervalued. If Harry Osborn ever took up the mantle of the Green Goblin in any kind of movie or property, I believe that this book would see a pretty significant spike. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 136 from 1974, $20 to $30 range. Alright, so number 2 on my list is Brave and the Bold, number 60, and it's from 1965. And it has the official first appearance of the Teen Titans in it. It also has the added bonus of the first appearance of Donna Troy, who's Wonder Girl. She's Wonder Woman's sister. And she joins the Teen Titans here in this book, but it's also her very first appearance. So most people expect that this, which is Brave and the Bold, number 54, it's also from 1965. No, it's from 1964, excuse me. Is the first appearance. Now this is the first time we see these characters join forces in any kind of book, which is Brave and the Bold number 54. However, if I sent this into CGC, the label will not come back first appearance of the Teen Titans. This will come back with the label reading first appearance of the Teen Titans. Okay, this is what Overstreet has listed as the first appearance of the Teen Titans, because this is the first time as a group their team named the Teen Titans, right? That's the first time they say it. Now they're going to have one more appearance in Showcase 59, which would be the third/second appearance of the Teen Titans. And then in 1966, they're going to get their own series, starting with Teen Titans number 1, because they were quite popular and they remain quite a popular property throughout DC's continuity and throughout DC's history and publication history. There's been very few times where there hasn't been a Teen Titans comic book being published, only a few years in between there. So you can get this book for under $100 in a very fine condition Very good, maybe fine condition. Um, if you're looking at a book like this one in the same condition, you know, Brave and the Bold number 54, this book is going to cost you significantly more, right? You're looking at least 3 times the price for this one, right? You're going to get, you know, a mid-grade copy in that $300 to $400 range for Brave and the Bold number 54, and you can get that same graded copy in Brave and the Bold number 60 for about a quarter of that, maybe, you know, the $80 to $100 range. So I think, you know, the Teen Titans aren't going anywhere. They keep trying to, you know, initiate some sort of more adult stuff than Teen Titans Go with them. A lot of people have grown up on Teen Titans Go, so they, you know, they understand who the Teen Titans are. They recognize Robin. Most likely, they, you know, might recognize Wonder Girl. Donna Troy, of course, to comic fans, we all know who Donna Troy is. So yeah, this being her first appearance and the official Teen Titans first appearance, and you can get it for a quarter of what you can get Brave and the Bold 54, I think is very much undervalued still. All right, so sticking with the Silver Age, and this one is from 1965, and it is Tales of Suspense number 66. The first appearance of the real Red Skull in the Silver Age, right? So they always list it as the first appearance of the Red Skull in the Silver Age is Tales of Suspense 65. However, that's not the real Red Skull. That's an imposter, and his name is John Maxon. Later on in this issue, Captain America is killed. The Red Skull comes out from behind the shadows. Captain America is confused because he just beat him in his last issue, and he reveals that John Maxon was not the real Red Skull, that he is, and he is Johann Schmidt, Hitler's right-hand man from the Golden Age. And so this is his true first appearance, right? But if you're looking online, Tales of Suspense 65 is always listed at a much more higher price than 66. Yeah, so let me just take a look at my note here. Right, I was looking at in the same sort of range that you can get this book for $20 to $30. 65 is selling for around the $100 range, right? So we're looking at 3 times the price for what you can get the true first appearance of Johann Schmidt, the Red Skull. You know, that's the guy that was in the Golden Age. That's the guy that was in the movies like Endgame and stuff like that, right? The other guy, that was his only appearance in comic books, I think, John Maxon. So, you know, to buy this book for a third the price to a quarter of the price of what you're going to get for the previous issue seems like a good deal to me, right? So that's a true first appearance of the Red Skull, Johann Schmidt, Tales of Suspense number 66 from 1965. All right, so this one is also a Silver Age book, and it is from 1968, World's Finest number 173, the first and only Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. You all thought he didn't make a reappearance till the Bronze Age, but here he is, but not really, because it's actually Batman dressed up like Two-Face, and Superman dresses up like one of his old Golden Age villains, Karalik, and the two of them go off and they're trying to lure, make some trap for something, and they get so into character that they actually start committing crimes as their character. So Batman calls himself Two-Face, starts committing crimes like Two-Face. Superman starts committing crimes like his villain. It was the 60s. They did weird things with Batman and different superheroes, trying to make sure that they were always inside that comic code authority. Much more of a campy sort of look. So don't panic if you bought the Bronze Age first appearance of Harvey Dent, the real true first appearance of Two-Face. You didn't waste your money. It's, you know, that's an important book. But I think that this book, being the only Silver Age appearance of any kind of Two-Face, and I bought this in very fine condition for $20. Right, it's got a little bit of pen writing on there, but that doesn't downgrade books as much as people think it does. It's such a common thing. So to buy this book in this kind of condition for $20, and if you looked at Harvey, the first appearance of Harvey Dent in the Bronze Age, it's getting to be quite a pricey book. But yeah, most people don't even know that Two-Face actually made a Silver Age appearance here in World Finest number 173 from 1968. So that's a great buy because it's definitely going to start to show up on more and more blogs and people's channels as being an undervalued book. So we want to grab it up first, and that's my recommendation. All right, so for my 100th pick, I picked depending on how you want to define it, either a late Golden Age or a very early Silver Age comic book, and that is Action Comics number 254, the first appearance of Bizarro, Superman Bizarro, right? So a lot of people always think of Bizarro's first appearance as this book, which is Superboy number 68, right? So this book is from 1959. This is Action Comics 254. This one is also from 1959. Both these stories were written by Otto Binder. However, this is Superboy Bizarro in Superboy number 68. And in this book, he dies. He actually commits suicide. He throws himself on some special metal in order to give a blind girl back her sight. That was the only way that she could if he died. So he's a nice guy in this book. He's what happens is Superboy gets zapped with a duplicator ray, but it doesn't make quite a perfect duplicate, and what comes out is Bizarro, right? And so Bizarro isn't a bad guy, he's just weird looking, right? And in the end, he's altruistic and commits suicide. And I believe this is the first and only appearance of Superboy Bizarro, right? They've always kept him out of DC Comics after this. There's some reprints of this story and some flashbacks to the story in other comic books, but this is the only appearance of Superboy Bizarro. This, in Action Comics number 254, is Superman Bizarro, and he doesn't die in this book. He almost dies because he was going to commit suicide. I guess it's really sad to be a Bizarro because there seemed to be a depressive sort of lot. Anyway, he's trying to trick Lois Lane into getting married to him. He's not a bad guy in the comic book, right? Superman gets tricked into standing in front of the duplicator ray, and it makes a duplicate of him who's not perfect. And here on the cover you see Bizarro attacking Superman, but this is Bizarro made a duplicate of himself which came out looking exactly like Superman but was weaker, and Bizarro pretends to attack and kill Superman in order to try and impress Lois Lane and trick her into marrying him. It's an odd story. Again, Silver Golden Age stories just sometimes. Anyway, so this is the first true appearance of the Bizarro that we all relate to. Bizarro, the Bizarro that they later developed into a much more developed character, where he joins the society of villains and becomes Superman's, one of Superman's big arch enemies. And he's of course an extremely powerful villain because he has all of Superman's powers, but he's not weakened by kryptonite like Superman is. But this was his very first appearance. You can buy this book in the $100 range in a mid, like a 5 to 6. You can get this for around $100. I've seen people get snipe out deals on eBay for this one. If you look at some of the seller stuff for mid-grade copies for way under $100, so it's a good one if you're looking for snipes to get on an auction that has no reserve, if you can. And if you're looking for this book in that same grade, you're looking at the $500 to $600 range. Superboy 68, right? This has been a hot comic for a while. But this comic book is much less known, Action Comics number 254, even though it's a true first appearance of the character that we all relate to as Bizarro. Okay, so very good pick because, this book started out in the $100 range, Superboy 68, years ago when I bought this book for $100. I see the potential in this comic book to do the same thing once it becomes much more known. And now, in this condition, this book probably be pushing the $1,000 range. My Superboy 68 here. This one, I think, has that potential too in the long run. It's a book to hold on to for a while. It's definitely not a quick flipper. But more and more people are starting to get to know this book, and I think you're going to start seeing it on hot comic lists and such. Um, Maybe in the next, few years that's going to happen, and you're just going to smile when that does that because you already got a copy. All right. So those are my picks for today, for this week, representing my 100th pick. Again, I want to thank everybody that watches my videos. Thank you for everybody that's recognized me when I've been out and about comic shopping. Thank you for everybody that's subscribed to me. Thank you for all the other content creators that have helped support my channel. YouTube is a great community. Anybody that's watching this video, if you've ever thought of making videos, it's a whole lot of fun, and the community that surrounds all of these creators help to make it so much fun. They're a great group of people to know, and you get to know people from all over the different places in the world, and viewers that leave comments, like I said, is one of my favorite things because I get comments from people all over the world. So I've had a great time with all of these spec picks on YouTube, and I will continue to make videos out and put them out every week, and hopefully you guys will continue to watch and like the videos. And I want to thank you again, but this video has to end. So this is Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave. Thanks again. Mr. Miracle out. No!